There you go. So this is what's new. This is just near house here where I am at the Graben. We have this visit here. It was also involved in MK Ultra, and so now this is just, I don't know if it's 400 meters from our house on my way to the father. So this morning I get a beautiful posé like this right here in front of my eyes. So let's continue. When I came today here, father was sleeping. He is completely drowsy, sleeping, totally down, totally out. That means he had no sleep, sufficient amount of sleep or anything whatsoever. And I have no control about knowing nothing about what goes on in this shithole. Not even here inside of the lobby I'm allowed to video record this stuff. Super disgusting. He's totally like a dead man. Like you would watch like a dead man on the wheelchair, basically. That's what I got from American presidency known as Donald Trump. Kako si pa ti tako hitro do tlele kar naenkrat prišla, Saj čisto počasi šla tamle, zdaj si pa kar poletela čez te.
Kaj ga pa snemaš, če spi? Kaj ga snemaš?
Ja, zakaj spi? On že ni
Po
spal,
noč ni spal, je rekel.
cel mesec ni spal. Tam noter kričijo na njega in take stvari delajo.
Ti veš, drug nobeden.
Tako mi je povedal.
Ja.
In
Daj nehaj boš tam.
veš kako je, jaz mu zelo verjamem.
Jaz vem, da ti
Ja,
njemu
pa ti
verjamem.
nehaj njemu kavo dajati.
Ker ste na
Nehaj
isti-
mu kavo
vidva sta
dajati.
na isti stopnji.
Nehaj mu kavo dajati. Nehaj mu kavo
Ja.
dajati, so ti povedali zdravniki.
Ne, je rekel, da jo lahko popije.
Je, lahko.
Pa je ni hotel.
Kdo je pa to povedal, prosim?
Jaz sem ti povedala.
Zdravnica je povedala, da je lahko
Samo.
pije. Ne?
Ej, poglej, kdo je prišel. Da te snema, poglej ga.
Vidiš? Si videl, kdo je prišel?
Kaj misliš?
Kaj misliš, kdo je prišel? Si videl, kdo je prišel?
Novinar.
Lej,
To je
novinar.
novinar, veš.
Ja.
Kaj je, da boš kaj z njim delal, ali ga boš sam snemal?
Dober dan, Piki. Dober dan. Svet pa dober motociklet, tam je pa že orgen motorček. Ta je bil tudi v tej zadevi, tako kot iz kolutan, ki je bil zgore. Takole bomo delali lepo, pa bomo lepo začeli spet, jovo na novo, takole. Bomo tam očeta lepo, takole. Dobro večer. Tako. Kaj pravi, že ne bo. Tlele malo bolj, takole se lep živi, takole le. Takole, takole. Ne?
Kaj?
Pa si ga imela na pokopališču? A?
A je v stanju?
Je pa čist gotov pikec moj. Moj pikec. Boš ti kaj povedal, kaj se tam s tabo dogaja? Ali boš kaj lepo spal lepo? Nekje. Je kaj novega tam pri tebi? Vidim, da dobiš veliko tistih spalnih sredstev. Ponoči pa ne ti dajo spanje. Se te nafiksali fine tiki. Ti bo še uspelo, Laki. Danes, če bi z mano delal vaje, bi bilo še malo boljše. Če bi mi povedal, kaj se dogajalo tukaj takrat, bi te pa tukaj ven spravil živega, pravočasno. Potem štos. Štos ni pregovarjati s vsemi idioti, ampak ven tukaj je.
Oče, res ti?
Je pil mrlič. Tako kot mi je bilo obljubljeno, da bo bil.
Boš, da ga odpeljem, pa naj gre v poslu. Da se bo
Jaz sem
naspal.
prišel po to, da bom mrliča gledal takole.
Da boš... Ja, ne
Po to sem
vem.
prišel jaz.
Ne vem, po
Ne,
kaj
tako ste se organizirali, da jaz pridem tukaj samo kdaj? Od katere ure pridemo tukaj? Avto stoji v garaži, lahko povej.
Je pa kaj.
Povej, no.
Ja, lahko prideš.
Pridem, kaj kurac pride? Tako si se ti z policijo, s psihiatrom Kapšlom, z ljubljansko psihiatrijo, z gnoj, tam iz policijske policaje, tako ste se zmenili.
Tvoja kamera je
Res?
tam,
Ja?
na vsakih vratih je
Glej,
napisano.
ali se vidi?
Ja.
Ali se vidi, kako je?
Ja, se
Vsakeč, ko mu gre malo boljš, potem takole z njim naredijo, ne? Oziroma tako z njim delate. Ne?
Ja.
Tako da ima spoh veliko od vsega tega. Tudi od mojih obiskov. Mu praviš, novinar je prišel tukaj.
Ja.
Novinar je
Se si
prišel.
rekel,
Kaj pa tako hecam, da te čez k svojemu očetu pride?
nič.
Ja. No, mislim, tako ko si ti mene predstavlja, da nas zjutraj nemo, je tako, kot da je pičken dan prišel, še smejala se mi v obraz.
Ti si se predstavil, da si novinar.
Jaz tukaj nisem prišel tebe žal. Jaz sem prišel tukaj na obisk očeta.
No, potem ga pa obišči.
Ok.
Ajde, oče, daj malo mige. Ej,
Kako bo migal, če ni spal človek?
ne, se bo.
Mhm.
Boš malo migal? Sabo,
bo.
poglej, kdo je prišel.
Bo migal, sigurno.
Sabo, poglej tam, kdo je prišel. Poglej
Ti si
ga.
ga imela na Britofu, da nas tudi?
Ne še.
Pa si bila zgori,
Kje?
na zgornjem parkirnem
Ja, pa
placu si bila.
ne smem biti.
Vprašam, ker ponavadi, če greš tam, greš na Britov. Zato vprašam.
Sabo, a bi šel ti...
Ker ne vidiš, da je človek mrtev.
Spat.
Ne vidiš, da je gotov, da je
Ja, no
čist ven.
vidiš, zato ga bom odpeljala, pa naj gre na poslo. Nimaš smisla, da ga matraš. Le ga, on miga. No, le daj, Sabo, kar daj. Dej, fino. To. Le daj. Malo bolj dvigni noge, bolj visoko, tako. Ajde, tako. No, le daj. To, vidiš. Sinko te pa snema. Daj pa daj še malo tako.
Brez sinkota bi on že mrtev bil zdavni. Ne bi ti tukaj hodila brez sinkota, ženica Bor. Veš?
Kaj?
Če te že mora mama klicati. Ne bi ti tukaj hodila k njemu, če sinkota ne bi, če sinko ne bi snemal.
A bežno?
Ne, ne bom bežal.
Aj.
Pomota.
Škoda.
Je, ti pa češki avto, pa fini. Vse tako pravijo.
Škoda, kot take traparije govoriš.
In jaz sem tudi tisti, ki jih je začel, ni?
Žal. Dej, vino migaj, ajde. Brcni fajn. Deleč, no dej. Ne gre?
Brcni daleč.
Kaj ne gre?
Ne gre, ne?
Dej sam.
Ko tebe to tako hudo skrbi, ne? Se vidi. Tu se vidi, kako te skrbi. Tu se vidi.
Ne Boštjan se ti za mene, ti se za sebe.
Kaj praviš?
Nič ne pravim.
Ne vem, kaj govori sploh.
Ti pri 53 letih nisi dosti boljši od njega, pa 94.
A ja?
Ja. Tako.
In ti s tem nimaš nič za opraviti. Nisi bila s psihiatri pa s policijo, ni bilo nič. Ti nisi bila.
Adijo.
So, this was a visit today. And this is based on MK Ultra. So this is exactly based on the brainwash. That's precisely about what went on. Totally based on MK Ultra. He is doused with sleeping pills. This stuff here. They would give me also sleeping pills inside of the psychiatric hospital Ljubljana Polje. And this is just, well, the stuff they're doing with him is just mrcvarjenje. It's like, I don't know how you would translate, but that's what pretty much they were doing with me. So this is a toy in the hands of the police, but it's his fault too, because he's not using a common sense. And so that's what he agreed to with police, and there you have it. Ne vem, kaj če mu reči.
Recimo, da boš jutri prišel nazaj, ko bo bolj spočit, naspan.
Jutri, da bom nazaj prišel, ko bo bolj spočit, naspan.
Ja.
Kakšna pa je razlika, če jutri nazaj pridem, ki je bolj spočit, naspan?
Ja, sodeloval bo danes pa ne.
Ja, v čemu bo pa sodeloval?
Ja, v razgibavanju.
A v razgibavanju bo sodeloval?
Ja.
Okej. Danes se pa tu ne bi dalo priti nazaj k njemu. Ja, ker danes je zdaj, ne? Ja. Ker ni možno v popoldne ali kakorkoli k njemu priti. Možno je zdaj, ne?
Ja, je.
Ja, to je to.
Kaj moraš kaj reči?
Ne, jaz ne vem, kaj hočeš ti povedati.
Ne pove.
Ja, da ti povej, no.
Samo neč se ne, on se neće neč pozdraviti.
O, slišiš tu,
Adijo.
on se neće neč pozdraviti,
Ne.
šok je pa na polovico crke, ne.
Ajde, gremo.
To je to.
Prvo. Čau.
So the Ararat from New York has its price, I can tell that. Today I published about great Jewish statue in New York State, where I was delivered as a child. I was not even 4 years old when they started to torture at this Jewish Ararat in a New York State. So we're gonna take this. That was a visit, and you can see this was a short one. Short to nowhere. Four minutes ahead is my watch. 4:40 right now. There is a truck that went right behind me, and he was gonna go on the Graben Bridge right there. That's the truck. Raced like crazy behind me, based on MK Ultra scenario too. Whatever truck they use, the truck looked like this one during MK Ultra, newer one. Oh, the ambulance vehicle. Just right now, as I was coming back from the father, though, the ambulance vehicle involved was repeatedly involved into MK Ultra. Just the upper location of this agroma was a copy paste of what became a store here at Graben. However, in area of Celje, there was no such thing like a stream beyond or anything like that. Robert Galopp with the Milan Kuchon advertised that location already since sometimes in the year 2000. They had multiple locations, however, that one in Celje was since 2000. Somebody suffered some kind of whatever happened inside of that store in Celje, which upper area of the store agroma looks somewhat like that one in area of Celje. I will demonstrate you that store. It's actually located in some shopping center area. Won't be difficult to find one. The crime that you have seen pertaining to the father today, that's basically my father semi-dead. Like this. This type, exactly what you see here, is gonna, based on MK Ultra scenario, everything based on MK Ultra scenario, lasted for about exactly 1 week during MK Ultra, several days. Psychiatrist Peter Kapsch meddled in it. Whatever they have done to the father during MK Ultra, this is the way it went. He suggested he will talk to a home for elderly employees. It clearly indicates to me that they are playing with I'm not going to say sedatives, but sleeping pills, whatever they are using. Directly connected to the truck that you have seen during MK Ultra. The truck driver was involved and did this type of stuff. Let me demonstrate you. The same thing as the tractor did the other day. He rushed behind me to intercept me at this location right here. This is where I came with a bicycle on my way back. And I stopped right here. And I let this giant truck just fly past me. He drove like a Mad Max. And I stopped here because I had an unfinished job to do. Earlier in the morning, I mentioned how this was rehearsed during MK Ultra. All this stuff was enforced by criminal whose name is Miran Sudin. This is a gangster who met me at the police station on October the 30th, 2025. Miran Sudin is a police officer, is some kind of special... there it is. I think that's it. No, it's not. Somewhat looks like him, but it's not. See if I can find this trash. I don't see him anywhere. Associate of Robert Golub from Celje area, very close to Celje area. What you have just seen right now was imitated by Robert Golub on several occasions throughout the Slovenia, together with the Miran Sudin also, in Miran Sudin's presence, of which one was a shopping center, some kind of shopping center in area of Celje, where he is from. So this would be Novo Mesto right here. And you would take a car ride, that's right. This is Celje right there. It would take you a while to get there, 1 hour, 20 minutes. They demonstrated me. They had arguments with this stuff. They had the location like this in Ljubljana, reminding of what I just demonstrated you right there, a construction. And they had another one in Celje, whatever that is. Robert Golub. This is the animal close friend of Miran Sudin. Demanded from me to investigate all the shopping malls throughout the Slovenia. Demanded from me to waste my time. And what they are using is they're basically poisoning my father. They're killing my father basically to get at me. To make me waste time and talk about ambulance vehicles, that kind of stuff. Related to the schizophrenia, which police is trying to prove I suffer from. Funny how that picture keeps coming back. Pretty sick. He was involved in MK Ultra. Brainwash. Demanded from me to find the area that would somewhat match the parking lot and even the building structure. The building structure I'm referring to you right now, the building structures do not anywhere near remind of, there is no castle behind and stuff like this, but just what they were using during MK Ultra, just a building like this, with this kind of glass like this, no stream beyond. That is in Celje area. Miran Sudin was extremely familiarized with this crime because he enforced one. He knew for this crime and even insisted that if I would find certain building, I would look for, and so on and so forth. So if you take this away here and you take the building straight, just the way you see it, straight, nothing, no incline down. Right, straight like this, then it would match the buildings where this ambulance vehicle, they would deliver ambulance vehicles and insisted me for this location, that is this location. This location, however, finally was built sometimes in, I don't even know, 2021 they raised this location here, 2020, whatever. And not 2020, 2021. Why the hell would they do this stuff? Why the hell would they do this stuff? Because I saw this location already before, this location here. They were looking for this type of building structures that would remind of this in Austria. I did explain to you about how Milan Kucan and Robert Golob started this project. Sometimes in 1998 they started this project. They were looking for their people they would entrust business to in their hands and promote their business through my hands, through my case, incorporate their people into my case so that I would see myself basically through their shit. Literally. This is exactly the way this stuff was. This is the way this stuff was done. In 98, 2000, sometimes already it was designed, this building here that you see one here. Exactly like this. And they got an idea from what business they needed, and they got idea about when it's going to come to life in area of this place here. They pushed this project forward through the issues concerning the schizophrenia. They wanted to prove schizophrenia against me. And they got the ideas about what the building is going to look like. They were using three-dimensional Googles. They were using all kinds of stuff architects use to see how certain structures are going to blend into the environment. This was not the only building which they had in program to raise up, to build. Many other, including the bridges in the city of the Novo Mesto. And not a hiking trail, but a bike trails and so on, with which they drove insane, comparing it to other locations, using a three-dimensional Googles, doing their best to convince me, creating the incidents here, where it was still the old building here, the old structure, creating the incidents with the people from the village, so that they would confuse as much as possible on timing, etc., etc., etc. And that's exactly what MK Ultra is all about. That's what this shit is. So these criminals here with the ambulance vehicle that they flashed that morning right there, that's all Miran Sodin, directly Novo Mesto police. This is this garbage here that you see here. That's directly what this stuff is. I feel sorry for my father that he is a hostage of Milan Kucan, that he is a hostage of Robert Golob, that he is a hostage of this scum, filth, garbage here, a hostage of Miran Sodin, hostage of criminals, murderers, killers, who left this kind of legacy behind them. I should say grandkids of those who committed this, and they killed about 120,000 people after the World War II ended already. These are their grandkids who do this shit. And they feel in charge, and they feel entitled in Slovenia as having the right to do this stuff. Grandkids of the partisans that my own family defended during the World War II, supported, and even was highly decorated based on World War II resistance against neo-Nazi Germany and fascist Italy. This is how my own father, the son of a highly decorated, we say, partisan, is wasting his life. This is how they got him through. And I'm his grandson. And so, same people on the same side of the people, this is the scum, the filth that needed Hitler to prove the righteousness of the Josip Broz Tito. Their big Führer, Josip Broz Tito. Velika Slovenika, Velika Serbia Express. That's why they're doing this shit. This issue is identical, the issue with the ambulance vehicles, with the father in a shape as you have seen it, that should last about 1 week because of this psychiatrist, Peter Kapsch, because of the psychiatric hospital Ljubljana Polje. You know, I'm not gonna go, because I'm not gonna type that stuff, because you can imagine my feelings for these people. It's good thing I don't see them on the street. That's all I gotta say. Directly related to this issue right here, I don't know what they're doing with the father. I have no idea what they're doing with the father, and the best part about it is I have no overview, I have no right to know what's going on with the father. I got a wrong one here. This would go exactly here, as I beautifully exposed Mother is Game on the graveyard. The graveyard game. That's a beautiful state-of-the-art video, really state-of-the-art video is here. About toxic camera delete issue, how they were pushing forward, how the police brainwashed through the software. They were using a specific software for which they were sure they knew, together with the CIA, with the FBI, that I eventually will stumble upon that software at one point in time. And that goes extremely long, well along once you start using it with this kind of graveyard and that kind of stuff issues that they brainwashed with during MK Ultra. This is directly related. You see, I could say in a hurry, in a rush, I could say that this shit was involved in excitement, you know, that the ambulance vehicle was involved in MK Ultra. You know, I could come up with a theory that this shit was already happening right here at this location, that this is the way it was during MK Ultra. You know what I mean?
There you go. So this is what's new. This is just near house.
You see what I'm saying? And would not clarify. Do you understand me what I'm saying? Would not clarify. Would not take time to clarify this issue. Would not take time to clarify this issue. I don't know what to do. I stopped here and I let the truck fly through past me on my way back home. And what you have seen, I have video recorded once he was already leaving from the village back toward this direction here. It would be a mistake if I would say that this shit was happening right here. You understand me? Right here. The truck driver told me that he will do this to remind me of the stuff that I told you about how this stuff was not done here, so that I would not state that. The truck driver, or at least the owner of that company, might be already owner of the company, that guy was involved for a very long time, is a blonde guy, Slovenian guy, about 185, maybe even 190 centimeter tall, strong blonde guy, semi-blonde, blue-eyed, much more than average blonde guy here in Slovenia, for Slovenia. I remember him very well, his involvement in MK Ultra. 185, maybe not, 180, 185 centimeter tall guy. Okay, I remember the guy. I even know how he got that truck. He is taking care exceptionally well, those trucks. And I have no idea how the fuck he does it, because it always looked like a new. His truck always looked like a new. So he would do this on my way back, cut basically right in front of me. He said, if you're not going to move, I'm going to run you over. And I'll do that to remind you of what you're supposed to say about this ambulance play, this ambulance vehicles, so that you're not going to say that this shit was happening here, because it was not happening here. Entire city, entire country knew about this crime, about this MK Ultra crime. Entire Slovenia was involved in this MK Ultra crime. And this blonde driver was also involved in torture. He also searched for the ways to make money together with Robert Golob, with Milan Kucan. As they all did, they all looked for the financial ways. So this is how he paid me the favor back, which is something that if I would know what the fuck I was doing, I wouldn't even register, really. Who the fuck would care about a truck driver flying with a truck behind you, other than to move out of his way so he doesn't run you over, so he doesn't kill you. Yeah, he actually death threatened even. That's all there is to it. You have ambulance vehicles. You know, ambulance. You got ambulance vehicles. You know, and what the fuck is that? And at one point in time, you say something that was impossible that could happen. You understand me what I'm saying? You understand what they did? What they tried to do? You understand what this shit is?
There you go. So
this is if I summarize all those ambulance vehicles and all that stuff in my face as I was walking through the city, the stalking of the ambulance vehicles and in front of our house across the river. And you come one morning and you see this shit. I don't know if it's 400 or 500 meters from the house. On your way to the city, you see this shit already in the morning. And you say, oh, this was involved in MK Ultra. They were doing this stuff right here already. They were doing this stuff and so on. And they say, he's crazy. This did not exist. This didn't even exist until 2021. You understand me what I'm saying? And there you go. That's a proof about the schizophrenia. That's your schizophrenia. That's how they do it. That's a wow. No? Miran Sudhir, Milan Kushan. That's how you take care of the business. That's how you prove what is normal and what is not normal. It's exactly what I demonstrated you earlier. This is Slovenia. Knowing me means to know Slovenia. They used to have a beautiful commercial, Feel Slovenia, when they were ripping me apart. It was known as a Feel Slovenia. I give you a real taste of Slovenia for what Slovenia really is. They give the address of the psychiatric hospital in Ljubljana Polje, Chengdu. China. That's a China in Slovenia. There you go. Can't see Josip Broz Tito anywhere, but you can see him here.